Hello, my name is Brenda Ramirez, and I'm a student here at Michigan State, and this is my social media project about hashtag Paxton Smith. So I'm going to start off by sharing my thesis and then jump into who Paxton Smith is and what she did to trend on Twitter and many other social media platforms. So my thesis is that Twitter is the second most popular social media platform for youth and adults to spread political awareness and information. However, Twitter is not categorized as a social media site by many teens. The social norms of the site are divided based on age, gender, geographic location, and education level. To be respectful of time, I didn't put the whole video because it's pretty long, but the link is here. You guys can feel free to go ahead and watch it. Paxton was the valedictorian from Lake Highlands High School. She just graduated and she'll also be attending university in Texas. And she went viral because she swapped out her approved speech for her graduation to spread awareness and bring light to the heartbeat bill that was recently passed in Texas, making abortions illegal after 6 weeks gestation, no matter if the pregnancy was due to rape or incest. And here I have some example tweets, and the top tweet of the stream was by a man named Andrew stating that Republicans better watch out because Gen Z generation is coming and they're ready to fight for their rights and the rights of others. We see that it received much positive attention from politicians, doctors, and other professionals. And here I have some more tweets from the general public, and not to read them all, to be respectful of time, but feel free to pause and read them if you'd like. On this slide, I included replies to top tweets, and I'm going to touch on the tweet in the top right-hand corner of the video later, but you can see many replies were positive and supportive. Some even called her a hero. This slide consists of replies of negative responses from users who were not in agreement with Paxton's surprise speech. Some said she was evil, disgusting, and pitiful. Others didn't think of her as a hero, but I must know it was very seldom to come across hateful tweets or replies. Many of these tweets were extremely positive, encouraging, and praising Paxton for standing up on such an important topic. The tweet that really stood out to me where Heather said, "I agree. I've got one right now graduating from high school. They're argumentative, don't like to play by societal rules, and question everything. They seem the people before them get stuck in jobs and let go from said job, can't afford health care, saddled with student debt, and they don't want to play anymore. They want to do their own thing." Which I drew an immediate connection to one of our first readings from Module 1, the 8 NetGen norms, where it touched on how this new generation wants freedom and they demand it from their choices to the way they express themselves. The text also mentioned how they're scrutinizers, innovators, and they need for speed and are very quickly and efficient to complete tasks. I think Heather and many others would agree as well. So many politicians, adults, and especially women are posting this hashtag, and don't get me wrong, teens are too, but they're interacting with it in a different way by liking, retweeting, and sharing instead of posting the actual hashtag in a fresh tweet. I think it's important to note that a large sum of teens don't engage in political topics on Twitter because they have different social norms for the site, such as entertainment and humor with friends instead of political topics. The users engaging are motivated by hope, encouragement, and the need to spread awareness for change in current legislators. A study conducted by the Pew Research Center found that there are many more female Twitter users than males, and 48% of those females stated that they check Twitter multiple times a day compared to 30% of male users. I think that could be a reason why we're seeing many more tweets and replies from women. Moving on, one reason why politicians may be interacting can be connected to a quote from Dana Boyd from the first chapter where she wrote, "Public figures, journalists, and anyone in the limelight must regularly navigate disconnected social contexts, simultaneously balancing what they say and how their diverse audience might interpret their choices." And additionally, I found an online study by Kaja Fiasco about politicians and their party's use of social media. And it found that politicians use social media as an advertising channel mainly by appealing to emotions, and once they send out their messages, the followers do the rest of the work and publicize it. Additionally, Sage Journal found that political awareness in university students was found to have a positive correlation with social media use, as well as correlation between those students and offline political participation in events like rallies. Lastly, I think the hashtag is creating a productive environment for discussion because Twitter is an open platform for all to voice their thoughts and opinions. Now, it can only be as positive as the users make it because it can become a disruptive environment if users start name calling, disrespecting one another, and all that. So, a great connection can be drawn from our class book by Dana Boyd in one of the last few chapters where she wrote, "A network public isn't inherently a political public sphere, but some teens can and do bring their politics to their online engagement and use technology to help them be political." So it is a tool for many teens and adult activists to share this information, but won't be as successful if users don't engage. A new study from Pew Research Center found that 70% of social media users haven't or don't share their political opinions for mainly 5 reasons. Those reasons are fear of being attacked for their stance, having their posts used against them, not having anything to add, and not interested in the topic, or not wanting to offend others. Ultimately, I think everyone can share their thoughts in a respectful way without using offensive or derogatory language for the sake of important and relevant discussions. This tells us that participation regarding political topics on Twitter can be skewed by females and politicians of both genders because they are using it as an advertising channel. Twitter provides a neutral platform for youth of all ages to interact and dialogue, but participation from all demographics will be unlikely, especially for heated topics such as politics because of different education levels and social class. Many American teens do not consider Twitter to be a social media site because of divided social norms for the site for different demographic groups. Entertainment and humor, mundane information for one versus political information sharing for the other. And that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Here's my references page. I was having a bit of difficulty with the hyperlinks due to the recording, so I provided my PowerPoint file along with my submission. Thank you.